All right, this is We the People News. One more time at it. Okay? Not attorney, not giving legal advice. Hearsay. All right, take it with a grain of salt. Never look straight forward. Always look around you. Be able to protect yourself by any means necessary. Just like one, this is continuance of part two. If you're nervous and scared, you can always do this. Okay? Because the paperwork itself is the court, and the judge is to listen to the arguments. But anytime there's an argument, there's a form of a claim involved in it. You know, you've seen in my other videos how the judge is trying to compel him to answer things, with his answers are in his paperwork. Okay, let's go with, since they're talking about Second Amendment in your paperwork, you denied the prosecutor's claim of the statute overriding the Constitution. The Second Amendment says shall not be infringed. Okay, any type of permit by statute is an infringement. Okay, now that being said, I don't know what happened after all this, just to give you fair notice, but I'm led to believe people don't know these things. But if the judge don't want it in public record, what they can do is basically dismiss it without letting anybody know it's been dismissed, and put it in a different category of court. So you're going to have public record, but the courts actually have this other side that kind of stays and sticks in there, and then they take it to a higher judges, and then they start investigating what these people are doing and learning from it. So how are they going to deal with the situation in the future? They just don't play one case at a time. When something is not going their way, but it makes sense, then they got to go back and study, and how would they get you into that trickery of words, right? Because I don't speak your language, right? Well, we don't. All right? And this is all supposed to be easily read for the common man to understand and comprehend, but they don't do it. Texas interference law is absolute, vague, and ambiguous. Absolutely. I've done that on a video a while back with another judge. Well, that other judge was actually on the prosecutor's side automatically. If you really listen, even though he's the best judge in Texas, he was still automatically on the prosecutor's side. He literally had to sit and watch the video to change his mind, and the other attorney literally kind of begged him to actually watch the video. And then once he watched the video, wait a minute, how did he infringe or interfered? And it's just that jumping conclusion of what judges do, of always being on the other people's side. So don't think you walk in court and you get a fair shake. They're automatically on the other people's side.
I'm going to enter not guilty pleas on your behalf.
If you enter a plea on my behalf, you will be held fully liable.
And you will have these cases. We will be then sending this case upstairs. This is going to...
See, now when he said you're going to be fully liable, she stuttered, because she is actually giving legal advice. Now, I understand that they do these things, okay? But we don't call them out on that, all right? And, in the paperwork, I stand on presumed innocent. And maybe you just speak it out. I stand on presumed innocent.
Branch A with Judge Lee Joyce. Now, before I enter that on your behalf, you do have a right to substitution. Do you have a...
See, now she's not even compelling anymore. She's just directly going against you, or for you. It just depends how you look at it. Not guilty, you actually have a court hearing. Guilty, if you do that plea, you automatically get sentenced and all that kind of stuff. Okay? And it just goes into that type of crap. Okay?
Problem with Judge Lee Joyce hearing your case?
Who are you?
I am the court commissioner. I'm in charge of hearing this introductory hearing in the court. I'm asking you, do you have a problem with Judge Lee Joyce hearing your case?
Who are you? You just answer.
Now, I'll rewind it just a second because the officer voiced his own opinion, which is none of his business. But he's asking because I'm willing to bet that he did a special appearance challenging jurisdiction. And right now, the jurisdiction that's been challenged has not been answered. So who is she? Is she administrative? Being a magistrate? She administrative for the judicial branch? Who is she? Is she actually being a judge? You know, these are questions we're not getting answers to. Who is she?
I'm asking you, do you have a problem with Judge Lee Joyce hearing your case?
Who are you? You just answer the question, sir.
The bailiff, just answering the question. All right. Well, wait a minute. Anything I say or do will be held against me in court of law. Yes or no, Your Honor? All right. So now the judge was compelling him. Now the bailiff is compelling him. See how this is working, y'all?
We don't have time for this. I have a courtroom full of people.
I'm not a serial.
Mr. Ryan Desmith, I'm asking you a very simple question. Do you have a problem with Branch 8 Judge Lee Joyce hearing your case?
Whose court is this?
Would you like me to schedule, Commissioner?
Yes.
January 27th at 9 o'clock.
That will be your next hearing. It will be upstairs in front of Judge Lee Joyce. The court has entered a not guilty plea on your behalf. And what is the state's request for bond?
And just to poke the bear a little bit, when she did that, right? So, since you're acting as my attorney, are you going to be representing me in my next court case, Your Honor? Just saying. We got to step outside the box. They're using these trickery words. We got to challenge these things. Or should he stay in silence? Well, silence is acquiescence. Well, I deny your claim. Right? But he's doing fine. He's leaving everything in his paperwork. So that's fine and dandy too as well. So this is just ideas for you to kind of look at and think outside the box.
It's recommending a $2,500 signature bond. Conditions to be no contact with the property. That is the Assembly of God Church. We're also asking for no possession of dangerous weapons.
Was there cash posted in this case? Let me check.
Whose court is this?
I don't see that cash was posted, Commissioner.
The court will issue a $2,500 signature bond. Also, no contact with, is this the Assembly of God
Correct.
Church?
Correct.
And also, no possession of any weapons. You can come forward, sir. Sign your bond.
I stand on my notice. Sir, come on.
Again, or you can sign in it, I stand on my notice, right? And sit and think about this. Let's just say, argument's sake, he did challenge jurisdiction of the court. Well, right now, it has not been clearly clarified if the courts have jurisdiction, and she's automatically giving orders. Well, what's the jurisdiction that you have to even give these orders? It's got to be a lawful order, people. And if it's been challenged in the paperwork, it must be answered. It must be clarified. Supreme Court's ruled this over and over and over again. And we got these attorneys out there, allegedly, all right, laughing at people for this. But they're going against their own rules. Their own bosses tell them what to do.
We don't have time for this. I'm not a sir. Either sign this or we're gonna look at it and refuse. I did not service. Yeah. Refuse, and then you can leave. Yeah. You're not here.
And never agree about refusing. No, not refusing. I deny. Again, don't even answer nothing, but it's just thinking outside the box, right? Silence acquiescence. I'm not refusing. I'm just not assisting, or I'm just denying. Okay? Again, if you challenge jurisdiction of the courts and they have not clearly defined jurisdiction, anything you sign, you're actually giving consent that they have jurisdiction automatically. And this is where people are goofing up as well. Allegedly, not attorney, not giving legal advice. This is just my opinion, okay?
Goodbye.
There he goes. So he's walking out the door.
Jordan Thomas Salmi. This is 19 CM 1571, State of Wisconsin versus Jordan Thomas Salmi.
Have a seat, sir. I'm not a sir. Have a seat.
Let it be known this day, for I, man Jordan Salmi, am in a state of man, now passed and forthwith.
I'm not a
Let me
responsible
take him in.
defendant. I'm asking you to leave. Does that work? Leave, please. Does that work?
Right? They're asking. All right? You want that order on the record for your benefit. Asking and complying is different than ordering and complying.
Excuse me? Is that an order? Yes.
Sit, we'll call it.
All right. Again, you guys just do your own research, educate yourself, and always remember, never just look straight forward. Always look around you to be able to protect yourself by any means necessary, y'all. Use that Second Amendment, okay? Get educated. Again, don't know what happened to him in the future from this video, okay? But I am willing to bet that jurisdiction has never been met. So what they did is listen to these people, put it in a box in the corner over here, and went into a totally different deal. Now, if anybody's out there actually ever seen the follow-up on this, I like to know where it's at. All right, because I'd be curious. All right. I made videos a couple of years ago about family courts that he walked in there as a man, okay? And they don't call him Mr. or anything like that. And he tells them he's not contracting with them and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, there's different deals in there that you could speak, but this was simple enough, especially if you're nervous and scared. And they will, these judges will trick you. They want to see how much knowledge and how much of your paperwork that you actually did. So even if it's not your paperwork, okay, well, they're trying to figure out of how much knowledge you have. You kind of tell on yourself the way you speak. Okay? Then it gives them just cause when you're nervous. Well, he's not in the right state of mind. We're going to send him for evaluation, a psych evaluation, make sure he can be able to handle himself in the court. Never mind there's armed thugs around. Never mind that they're trying to put him in captivity. Never mind that they're trying to extort him and get ransom for him to stay out of jail. Never mind about all that. As him being nervous in there while they're doing this, that he's not in the right state of mind. And who would be? This is We the People News. Bye, y'all.